Hello everyone. Okay, so we are going to continue with another basic skill to help you improve for your IELTS writing one later, which is in terms of capitalization. So I have read um, several submissions, sometimes for introduction, sometimes for assignments, where you may have missed writing the first word or a specific name with capitalization. And capitalization is important when you are taking an English writing exam. Alright. Okay. So before we begin, look at this sentence. What do you think is wrong with this sentence here? Can you identify any errors in the sentence? The sentence is, Hi, my name is Sarah. I was born in Jakarta. So what do you think is wrong with this sentence? There are some errors in this sentence. What do you think it is? So to answer the question just now, the sentence is correct. However, when you write something like this, you may miss marks, not because of what you write is wrong, but how you write it. So the problem with this sentence is that some letters have been errored with the wrong capitalization. So the words highlighted or the letters highlighted are the ones that you actually have to write it in capital letters. So the corrected sentence would be, Hi, my name is Sarah. I was born in Jakarta. My begins with a capital letter. Sarah is a capital letter. It starts with a capital letter. I, the pronoun I, is capital letter. And then W is actually, it has to be in a small letter because it is not a specific name. Okay. And lastly, Jakarta, the letter J, because the word Jakarta it is a specific name. So when we talk about capitalization, what are the rules that we have to follow? So when do we use capital letters? The first is when you are using personal pronoun. Okay, so we use capital letters for the personal pronoun I. For example, what can I say? Or they say that I am not a good friend. So even though the pronoun I is in the middle of the sentence, but it has to be written as a capital letter. Second, you use a capital letter to begin a sentence or to begin a speech. Alright, for example, the man arrived. So the word the is the first word of the sentence. So it has to begin with a capital letter and then full stop, arrived, and it is continued with another sentence, he sat down. So the word he must be in capital letter. Same goes when you are asking question. She suddenly Mary asked, do you love me? Okay, because it is like a speech. So suddenly, because it is the first word, so it has to be in capital letter. And then do, even though it comes after a comma, but it is a speech or question. So it has to be in capital letter. Okay, so that is 1 and 2. Number 3, you use capital letter for days of the week, months of the year, and even specific holidays. For example, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and so on. And then months, January until December. And then festivities, for example, Chinese New Year, Eid, Aidil Adha, okay, Deepavali, for example, right? And also holidays, for example, Independence Day, all right, Labor Day, Christmas. Okay, so it has to be in capital letter. And number 4, you use capital letter for abbreviations and specific acronyms. For example, GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, ASAP, as soon as possible, WHO, World Health Organization. Okay. And number 5, you use capital letter for countries, languages, and nationalities, as well as religion. For example, English. Okay. For example, Malaysia, China. Okay, Shindong, Kunming, Saudi Arabia, Iraq. It has to be in capital letter. Alright? Okay, next. So that is 5 already. Number 6, you use a capital letter for people's name and titles. For example, Hazwani, my name, Muhammad, Maluma, Hisham, Stephanie, Evelyn, Shiro, okay? And then titles, professor, doctor, teacher. But it has to be accompanied by their name. So, teacher Wani, Professor Wani, for example, okay? Right, and then number 7, you use a capital letter for places and monuments. But it has to be specific places. For example, London, Malaysia, Iraq, um, Ho Chi Minh, for example, okay? But if you just write hospital, so you don't have to write it in capital letter. But if it is a specific name, for example, Elizabeth Hospital, so it has to be in capital letter. Buckingham Palace, the White House, KLCC in Kuala Lumpur, for example. Okay, and then you also have to use capital letter for titles, books, songs, plays, and films. For example, Titanic, The Lion King, Big Hero 6, for example. Okay, all right. And next, now I have already briefed you how many rules? 8 altogether, right, for capital letters. So now it's time for you to practice, okay? Alright, all the best.